Hi guys, my name is Louis, the owner of Oversea Pinoy, a website that tries to empower Filipino businesses around the world. So today we will look at something special, a unique house, a replica of the Lunar lander, and let's just jump straight into the video. I love everything that's architecture, and I hope you'll enjoy this one, a video by Architectural Digest.
Those are QR codes for the two websites for the spaceship project. So when I'm not here and people come by and go, what the hell is that? Then they can just walk up with their phone and get the answer.
Can you rent this? I would really love to spend the night there. He sounds like he's from the States, no?
Welcome to the Lunar Lander Dwelling House. We're in Beverly, Washington on the Columbia River, the Columbia Basin. It's a desert.
The scenery is beautiful. It has something very idyllic to it, something where you can chill. I'm sure it's a beautiful, beautiful place to stay at night.
Part of Washington State. My lunar lander is a replica of the Apollo lunar lander that went to the moon in the
That's
late
really
60s,
cool,
early 70s.
really innovative.
One of the connections was the astronauts trained some 50 miles downstream.
Whoa, I didn't know
I
that.
decided to build this lunar lander because I've been building things pretty much all my life. When I was 21 or 22, I built a dome. When I was in college, I built my first sailboat.
Oh, this guy is really great. He built a seaboat. He bought a dome. Really crazy, really innovative guy, and I find really impressive what he does. And you can see that he loves what he does, and that's all that counts, guys. Love what you do.
Tiny homes started becoming a thing. I noticed that they had several problems. They were heavy, they were structurally weak. I'm a catamaran designer, and I thought these same technologies could apply to make a better tiny house. The first thing I did was to do a 3D model. Then I could pull off patterns. And from those patterns, I cut pieces out, vacuum bagged them together, brought them over here, and then used epoxy to glue them all together.
How much time do you think he spent doing this? I would already say that it takes a year to design it, to get all the 3D prints, and wow, I'm really, really impressed, guys. A really beautiful house.
Kurt Hughes, and this is my proof of concept prototype of a tiny house built like a catamaran. When people first come in here, they see
What do you think of tiny houses? It's becoming a trend to live in smaller places. It becomes really expensive to buy these huge villas, which we'll probably see in the future, and they cost in the millions of millions. And I find it really cool that people find innovative ways to live in smaller places with modular pieces. And I would really love your thoughts on what you think about tiny houses, if we should look at more tiny houses on this channel. Guys, just comment below if you enjoyed the video, and if ever you like what I do, please subscribe anyway.
Nemo's window, just like 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. The idea was to have it an open.
You really look like some
nice
space stuff.
Look out the window, watch the river.
It's beautiful, that scenery.
Below it is the table from my first sailboat that got repurposed.
Oh, cool.
The lights are controlled by buttons, like on this one here. Then they can sit down in the comfortable epoxy foam seats.
Really looks like out of Star Trek or some sci-fi movie.
Aerospace thing, and that's sort of a philosophical
really cool
of the whole building. You'll notice there's a lot of NASA here. The NASA's a good model for efficient spacecraft. Anti-gravity pads overhead, in case the gravity disappears. To the left there is the weather center, so we can see what's actually happening outside there. And then here might be the only set of stamped, engineered plans of a lunar lander house that there is.
Wow.
Here's one sheet, for example, with the elevations. And those are.
That is really cool. It even looks like something you could hang in your house if you're interested by anything that is lunar or space related.
Pulled off of the 3D model. This is what I would do to a boat design. Okay, the next thing would be the sink, which is actually like a telescope mirror. It picks up the lights and the sunlight here and focuses it to a certain place right.
It's a really beautiful sink. I love the blue tones.
Never expected. A nice surprise. These are plumbing fixtures that I've converted to light controls. Here's the bathroom.
It's really innovative. Really innovative.
Japanese Toto wall-hung toilet that I wanted to see the mechanisms for, so I bolted it right to the wall, and it ends up with a tank that's only 30 inches deep, which on a tiny house saves a lot of space. Over there is the toilet paper holder. On the floor is glow-in-the-dark powder, so that at night the entire floor is glowing like the Milky Way. so you can see where you're going. And the shop.
I really love how innovative this guy is. He really went out of his way to create this place and put thought behind everything. Really amazing. He really loves what he's doing, guys.
Power has different light colors for the temperature of the water. So when the water is cold, it's blue.
Again, amazing.
It's green. And when you get to 45 degrees Celsius, it's red. There's my
Amazing.
compact boat bathroom on a house. Okay, next we look at the front door. The door opens with
That door is massive.
fingertip biometrics.
Wow.
And then it's interesting, look how thick it is. It insulates R15. Most doors are R2 or R3.
That door
So
is
it's got a
massive.
huge amount more insulation.
What do you think
But
of the
then that
fingerprint
required
doors?
A recessed
Apparently they're
door handle.
hackable.
So that added another week of construction time right there, but it had to be just right. Okay, this is the kitchen, or galley as we call it on a boat. And one of the interesting things is my carbon fiber countertop.
Seriously, it looks like out of a sci-fi movie. It looks like you are actually in a spaceship. And I think if you don't see the lake, you'll actually feel like you're on another planet.
Range hood makes it legal with the code. Here's the sink, microwave, refrigerator, drawers for storage. Here's a 3D model of the lunar lander that my daughter created for me. And it's
cool.
the same 3D model that I used to build the plans. Probably the most important
Cool.
thing that the boat design does to help the kitchen is the moisture control. This is all epoxy, and so you don't need a backsplash because the epoxy does it anyway.
Seriously, it looks so amazing, this house. I would never live in it. It's not my type of house. I like this modern, clean look. But I would really love your thoughts, guys. Would you live in this? Would you see this on a Filipino lake or on a beachside view? And would you stay a night there? Or a week? Or a month? Or live in it? For me, I'm not so sure. Maybe a night for the experience. Everything looks a bit too DIY to me. I really respect the guy for what he's doing and how much passion and love he has for it. But I don't think this one is for me.
Up overhead is a dome that lets the light in. And that way
That's
at
cool.
night, I can see here,
That's
look at the
really,
stars
really
when
cool.
The lights are off. It's all steel with plexiglass panels. It was a finite element studied to have more than enough strength for any snow load. The lighting going around the upper part of the ceiling there, so I want to be able to change the colors, but also they're all wrapped with 3/4 ounce spinnaker cloth from the sailboat.
Okay.
So it has a Japanese lantern feel.
Oh, cool.
Now the original lunar lander didn't have a deck, but I wanted to have a way to be able to see this beautiful scenery. So you
Yes.
sit out here in the evening.
That scenery is amazing. I'm more of a city kind of guy, but just look at this. I don't know if you get older if you would prefer to have this scenery and get out of the city, but this looks amazing, guys. Really, really beautiful.
Evening, couple chairs, have a drink, look at the river. It's
Wow.
great. So
Seriously.
originally this was going to be a lounging pit, but the building department declared it had to have 7-foot headroom. So it got a lot deeper, and then that became the bedroom. Okay, let's go down and have a look at the downstairs. So we're downstairs now. This is the bed.
That looks a little
The
bit
ship's
too
ladder that we just
teenager,
came down
college
on.
student
The floor
vibes.
is all ethifoam, like a wrestling mat, so that you can fall comfortably if you fall. 6 of the closets here, and then there's
There's a lot of
some
closets.
lights here. So right down there is a planetarium, and it projects up on the ceiling. I feel like I'm traveling through space when I have the planetarium on and I'm looking at it.
Oh,
Wanted
that
to
looks
use
too
boat
much
windows
college boy. Like
downstairs.
seriously,
Problem was the building
the
department
room I'm not a
wouldn't
fan.
allow it.
A room is so
So I
important.
took out the plastic standard boat windows and replaced them with double pane, argon-filled E-coating windows.
And it needs
Now
more
we're
light,
taking a look
no?
at the outside.
I love spending time in bed and just scrolling through Instagram and YouTube. But
Here we're on the outside of the lunar lander dwelling.
that looks
It's
cool
got some
climbing out of
unusual
that.
features. It's not on the ground. It's off the ground. There's concrete
cool.
pads at the end of each of the steel
Cool.
legs. A neighbor across the street happened to have a plasma cutter, and he cut out my railings. How cool is that? And he cut out the stair stringers.
Oh, cool.
These structural legs are actually an improvement over the original lunar lander. They had 4 legs, which is an unstable configuration. This had 3, which is much more stable. You'll notice there's hold-down cables, like we do rigging on a sailboat. And that's what's important to keep a very light structure weighing about just over a ton, keep it in one place. There's glow pebbles on the walkway, So you can see where you're walking at night, and then there's solar-powered footlights.
He really
Light
thought
up
of
the steps
everything,
all
this
night
guy.
long.
I'm really
There's
impressed.
storage bins for
I
outside
wouldn't live in
storage
it,
and inside storage
but
on the inside.
this guy
There's
thought
never
of
enough storage
everything.
in a tiny house, so I wanted to make sure we had a lot of it.
It's cool.
This has become my favorite place in the world. It's fun, it's interesting, and it keeps me thinking. It's just a beautiful place to get away to.
So guys, I would actually really like your thoughts. I found especially the bedroom not to my liking. It looks very college boy-like, something that didn't have a lot of care in it. Everything looks so DIY made, but I'm inspired by this guy. I love his passion he put in everything and how much time he spent fulfilling one of his dreams. I love that it is Lunar inspired, that he used a lot from his sailing history and knowledge. But guys, most importantly is, what do you think? I would really love your thoughts, so please comment down below, and if you like what I create, please like, comment and subscribe. I would more than appreciate.